Hi friends, Sarah here with The Holy Mess, and in this video I am going to review with you everything we know so far about the new Weight Watchers program for 2021 and 2022, which is called Personal Points. The program is not available yet as of the recording of this video today in the United States, but it has rolled out in Australia and New Zealand. So I have lots of great information for you for when the program comes to the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Before we get started, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Are you currently a Weight Watchers member? If so, type member in the comments. If you are doing Weight Watchers at home on your own, then just say on my own. And if maybe you're just curious or considering, just type curious in the comments. That'll help me know how to adapt our videos as we go forward. So tell me if you're a member, if you're on your own, or if you're maybe just curious. Before we start, I want to say really clearly, I am not associated with Weight Watchers in any way. I'm a Weight Watchers member just like you. I'm a lifetime member. I'm at my goal weight. I've actually lost 130 pounds, went from 250 pounds to now I weigh 120 pounds. I'm well below my goal weight with Weight Watchers, and I've been maintaining for a long time, coming up on 2 decades. So, I'm here to lead and guide you as someone who's using this program just like you are. I also want to clearly state, like I said in the beginning, I don't have access to the new program yet because I live in the United States. I'm really fortunate that I have some readers from my website, theholymess.com, who have been chatting with me and sending me screenshots, who live in Australia, and so they've been sharing the information with me. And you can also go to the Weight Watchers website for Australia, and I put a link to that in a blog post, which I'll put the link underneath this video, so you can get the information there too. So it's possible that some of the things that I'm going to share might be different when the program rolls out in the United States, but I think we can generally say it's probably going to be either exactly the same or almost the same. And if I say anything that's not accurate because I don't have the app in front of me, again, I apologize. Just recognize that what I'm sharing with you I believe to be accurate, but also, I don't have it right in front of me. I'm hearing it from other members. All right, so let's get going. I have so much good information to share with you. I can't wait to share all of this good stuff with you. So, when you first either join Weight Watchers or open the app on the day that it uploads for you, which is going to be probably November 7th or 8th, or whenever your program, like when your weigh-in day is, and make sure that you refresh your app, you're going to take an assessment. So this is what members have told me the assessment is like, and this is going to create your own personalized program that is different from other people's. So the first question is, are you diabetic, and is it type 1 or type 2? And then the program is going to adapt based on if you say you're diabetic or not, and I'll share a little bit more about that as we go along. Then the next question is, how many times a week do you eat vegetables? So you share how often you eat vegetables or how many servings, and it says, okay, great. Then it's going to ask you how many times a week or how many servings do you eat of fruit, and it says, great, we've got lots of recipes for you for fruit. Then the next set of questions are about treats, and it's going to ask you questions like, do you like sweet or salty? Do you drink alcohol? Do you tend to get takeout or fast food? Do you eat red meat? And then you give your answers for that, and it says, okay, great, we have plenty of room for you to eat some of these kinds of foods. And again, the program's going to adjust. We aren't exactly sure, but it looks like if you choose more of those treat type foods, you're going to get less 0-point options and more daily points, which makes sense because that's really similar to what we see now. Like if you have a green plan, you're going to get less 0-point foods, but more daily points. Blue is in the middle, and purple is the most 0-point foods and the least daily points. So it's already taking into accommodation some of what we see now. Then the next question is choose 2 or 3 of your favorite protein-based foods. So it's going to give you options like fish, chicken, eggs, legumes, tofu, and I think again here you're going to have some variation. So like if you choose 2 protein foods, those might be your 0-point foods, and you would get some daily points. If you choose 3, you might have 3 protein foods that are 0 points, but then you'll have a little bit less daily points to work with. So it's going to adapt to when you make your choices. Just keep in mind the system is going to adapt it for you. So if you want more 0-point foods, make sure you choose the maximum. If you want more points, maybe choose fewer when given those options. Then next, you're going to choose a starchy food, and I'm not exactly sure. I'm hearing different things about if it's 1 starchy food or 2 starchy foods, but these are going to be these are your whole grain starches. So this is going to be corn, potatoes, popcorn, sweet potatoes, brown rice, whole wheat pasta. So you're going to get at least one, as long as you're not diabetic, at least one carby, starchy 0-point food, and maybe if you are diabetic as well. And then it looks like the others will probably have points. So after you've done the whole assessment, you are going to get a daily points allowance, you're going to get a weekly points allowance, and you're going to get your own personalized list of 0-point foods. Now I want to tell you that my members who've been using this have told me you can go in and retake the assessment. So please don't freak out when you first get it and think, oh my goodness, I don't like this at all, or like, some of my favorite foods that used to be 0 points now have points. You're not going to totally be able to change all of that, but you could maybe go back and play around with it. And so like, let's say you're on purple right now and you love that oatmeal 0 points, and you love that popcorn 0 points, and you love the potatoes are 0 points, and then you see with your new assessment those all have points. Maybe you want to go in, retake the assessment, and adjust it a little bit. Or maybe you want more of a daily points allowance and fewer 0 points. So just know that you have the opportunity to do that. And just like now in the app, you can go up to the little picture of yourself and click, and I think it's under like food or food choices or something, and you can change, like right now if you do that, you can change from green to blue to purple. You will be able to do the same thing there where you take the assessment and you can readjust. So as far as people who are diabetic, what people are telling me, it looks like if you are diabetic, it's going to weigh carbohydrates more heavily for you. So you might not have as many options when it comes to carbohydrates, or those foods might be higher in points for you. I know one person had told me she used to be on purple, she's diabetic, and so that made oatmeal free, now it's 5 points. Or her fruit servings that used to be 0 points now are 3 points per serving. So I'm not exactly sure the algorithm with diabetes, but it looks like it's weighing more heavily carbohydrates, which makes sense. I want you to be prepared when you take the assessment that your daily points are almost surely going to go down. I think everybody's daily points are going to go down, probably by at least 3 or 4 points a day. So just be prepared for that, but there's more coming that's going to accommodate that. So don't freak out, but just be prepared that your daily points are going to go down. And then your weekly points are probably really going to go down. I had people tell me that for some of them, their weekly points went down by half. So again, don't freak out, but just be prepared that with the way the new system is structured, you are probably going to have fewer weekly points. And then your 0 points is kind of going to depend on where you're at right now. Like if you're on green right now and all your fruits and vegetables are 0 points, you might not see that much difference. Your vegetables are still 0 points. And in fact, you're going to earn points for vegetables. That's blowing my mind a little bit. That's a huge change for Weight Watchers. Your fruit might have points now, but your vegetables aren't that much different. If you're on blue right now, you really might not see that much change. You might not have as many 0-point foods, but a lot of those foods, depending on how you take the assessment, might still be 0 points. And then for people on purple, some of those are still going to be 0 points, but some are going to have points depending on what you personally choose. Not all of those foods are going to be 0 points anymore. But like I said, you can retake the quiz so you can play with it. And here's the other really big thing. This is brand new for Weight Watchers. You can earn points for things. So every time you eat a serving of vegetables, you get a point for that. And it looks like there's more than one way in the app. It's figuring that out. So if you eat a recipe that has vegetables in it, you get a point. If you eat a recipe that has like 5 vegetables in it, 5 full servings of vegetables, you would get 5 points technically. Or you can go in and add those yourself, and you can do that either by listing the food. So like, let's say you go into your app and you track 1 cup of strawberries, you're going to get an extra point. Or there, to make it even easier, there's a place where you can just click a tab and a little plus sign and just add your vegetables there. If you don't, like, I know that's what I'm going to do because I don't tend to track every single time I like eat slices of cucumber or baby carrots, but I could see myself just going in and pushing the plus sign to get those. The second way you can earn points is with drinking water. This is brand new. If you drink 1.5 liters, or which is about 6 cups of water, you get a point. Now there is a maximum, I think, of only 1 point per day for drinking your water, but that's still a really great motivation to drink your water. And now, again, you get points for physical activity. Some of you might remember way back, there were times when Weight Watchers had it so that you could earn extra food for activity points. But in the past, I think maybe it was on top of the calories or points that they were already giving you. And now they've done a better job of adding that into the algorithm so that you don't have to be as concerned that you might gain weight from that. And you have a couple of different options. You can, it's going to ask you as part of the assessment how you want to keep track of your activity, is my understanding. And so that could be types of activity, like you go in and you type in, you know, weightlifting or yoga. It could be your steps, and it looks like, let me see if I can find the information for this. For every 6,000 steps, it looks like you get 2 to 3 additional points. That might be based on body weight. So that's really quite good for those of you who get 10,000 steps a day. You might be earning 5 or 6 additional points, so you could really see where that would make up for some of the ways that you have fewer points. So even if it seems like you have fewer daily points or fewer weekly points, keep in mind every time you eat vegetables, you get points, and you might get points for your step count, or you might get points for your physical activity. Now, my understanding is that even though it's going to ask you how you want to track points, you'll still get physical activity points for all those different things. So if you take your steps, you'll get points. If you do yoga, you'll get points for that. It looks like, though, it's doing a little bit better job of not like sort of double dipping in that. Like, I've noticed that if I go for a really long walk in the past with the fit points, I was getting points for the walk and the steps, and I think they're tightening that up a little bit, so you are going to get points, but maybe not for both at the same time, which is a good thing, because if we're trading that for food, we want to make sure that we're not overcompensating for the exercise that we're doing. Okay, so tell me a little bit in the comments from what I've shared so far. What are you most excited about with the new plan? And maybe what are you feeling the most hesitant about? Are there things that you're really excited about with the new personal points plan? And are there things that you're a little bit nervous about? And then I want to share a few other things that I'm learning. So we know that we had heard with this plan that it was much more adaptable to people who are vegan and vegetarian. Some of that is going to be you. When you take the personal assessment, you're going to choose foods that don't have meat. So you're going to choose tofu, and you're going to choose legumes and beans. Those are going to be 0 points for you. So that's going to make it easier. I'm being told that the app layout is basically the same, just with some of these adaptations. So one of the members told me she was just really encouraged by this because it's not so different that you're just completely overwhelmed and you feel like you're starting over from scratch. But it's different enough that you have to pay attention. You have to track, and that's a good thing because pulling us back into tracking is proven by research to give you success. The more people track, the more success they have with weight loss. And I have definitely found that to be true for myself. Tracking has been key, and planning and pre-planning for me to lose weight and keep it off. To lose 100 pounds and keep it off, tracking is a really big deal to me. So I think it's a good thing that these changes are going to shake us up a little bit, maybe have us track a little bit more accurately than some of us have been doing in the past. That's going to be true for me. I didn't ever track water, and I really lightly tracked vegetables. So the fact that I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful about that, I think is only a good thing. I'm also being told that some of the foods that are higher in sugar and carbs, processed carbs, are even higher in points. We've seen that trend more and more with Weight Watchers over the years. I think every new plan that has rolled out, foods that are higher in sugar are more points, and that's going to be even more true with the new plan. Something kind of nice though is some of the healthier whole foods are lower in points. So avocado actually is lower in points, and I think some nuts are lower in points. So I'm hearing different things about avocado, so we're going to have to wait and see how this works out. I heard one person had said avocado was 0, which actually really surprised me considering the fat in avocado. I doubt that Weight Watchers wants us eating it as a 0-point food, but I could be wrong. We'll see what happens with the app. Another person told me that a quarter of an avocado was 2 points for her, and like 10 whole almonds was 2 points. So, still some points, but definitely reasonable. And it looks like fruit is going back to having points. I don't know if that's for everyone all the time, or you get to choose some free fruits and some fruits that have points, but that's definitely going to be a difference for quite a lot of us. Another big question is recipes. How are recipes going to work? And to be honest, I'm not exactly sure yet. At theholymess.com, I have hundreds of recipes, gorgeous recipes that people absolutely love. I have a super, super popular chili, a turkey vegetable chili that just people absolutely go nuts for. I have pumpkin muffins. What are the points going to be? Because in theory, what my points are for some of these foods, your points are going to be different. They're not going to be consistent. So we're going to have to see exactly how Weight Watchers is going to work that. It looks like if you have recipes that are already in the app, when the app changes, it will automatically adapt once you take the assessment to what your personalized points are. Now, a little bit of caution with that. I can tell you that I've been kind of lazy in the past with the 0-point foods. I didn't always put those ingredients into my recipes, so my points might not be accurate for that. So if I have recipes like that, I'm going to need to go back and adjust them. If you put in the nutritional information, you can also get that. So I can tell you that like recipes on my website, every single recipe has the nutritional information. So even if the points aren't going to be available, you'll be able to put the nutritional information in there and get the points that way for your personalized points. I've also read, and I don't know about this yet, I haven't seen it, but that there's going to be the QR code scanner, the same way that we scan products right now, you can scan recipes. So I don't know if that's like Weight Watchers recipes on their site or Weight Watchers recipes like in cookbooks. It'll have a QR code, you scan the code, and then you'll get your personalized points for that particular recipe. So I think recipes, we're still going to wait and see how is that all going to work out, but I feel confident that Weight Watchers knows what they're doing, and they will do their very best to accommodate and make this as easy for us as possible. All right, so that is the information we have right now about personal points. What questions do you have? Share your questions in the comments. I would love to hear your feedback, where you're feeling about things so far. Remember, this plan is launched in New Zealand and Australia right now, so the information I'm sharing with you is what members have told me who are using the plan currently in Australia and New Zealand. It's not live yet as of when I'm recording this video in the United States, but as soon as it is, I will come back on. I'll share another video, I'll share blog posts, I'll give you as much information as I possibly can. I'm not associated with Weight Watchers, but I am a member. I am maintaining at my lifetime and at my goal weight, and so I'm here to be with you on this journey. We're on this journey together and go through it every step of the way, so you're not alone. I also just want to share that in the last video I shared about the changes coming in 2022, I encourage you to say, I decide what I eat, and I would love for you to put that in the comments now too. I know that some of you are nervous and anxious about these changes. Maybe you're thinking, oh, this isn't going to work for me, or I really liked this about purple, or I really like this about blue. Let me just encourage you, never give your personal power away to any program or to any change or really anything outside of you. You decide what you eat. You decide what food you put into your mouth, and that is powerful. And you know your own body. So take what you learned from the last program and make it work for you in this program. If you found out that eating oatmeal every morning was so good for you, eat oatmeal, even if it means you have to count points for it, or if it means you need to retake the assessment so that you can make sure that oatmeal is 0 points for you. Or if you found out that you really need a good hearty serving of protein at lunch, okay, eat a hearty serving of protein at lunch. Either adapt the plan to make sure that it's 0 points, or count the points and adapt in other ways. Eat some extra vegetables to make sure you can get in some of those foods. If you know that eating fruit for snacks works really, really well for you, keep eating fruit for snacks. That's not to say that you can't keep doing that. I promise you, you can make this plan work for you. You can lose weight, you can get to your goal weight. I've done it, and I know you can do it too. Again, share your thoughts in the comments, share your questions as much as I'm able to. I will get back to you and answer those, if not right away now. I can ask some of the people who are using the plan now, or once I'm using the plan, I will share those answers with you. I'm Sarah with The Holy Mess. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.